Welcome back, travelers. It genuinely feels great to have you here once again. Today, we're taking a deep dive into everything that's currently expected from the upcoming Genshin Impact version 6.7 special program live stream. This update is shaping up to be a surprisingly substantial one, bringing a wide range of quality of life improvements, major gameplay additions, and plenty of new content waiting just over the horizon. From brand new characters making their debut to highly anticipated rerun banners and a packed schedule of events designed to keep players engaged throughout the entire patch, version 6.7 is already looking like one of the most content-rich updates we've seen in quite some time. There's a lot to unpack, and every new detail continues making this patch feel even bigger than expected. So with that said, let's go through everything carefully, one step at a time, and break down exactly what players should expect once the live stream officially begins. Grab a seat, get comfortable, and let's jump straight into everything right now. Starting with the most important information first. The official version 6.7 special program live stream is currently scheduled to begin on Thursday, June 18th at 8 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated -4. As always, make sure to double-check your own local time zone beforehand, because it's surprisingly easy to lose track of the schedule and accidentally miss the broadcast entirely. During the live stream, players can also expect the usual rewards in the form of 3 separate limited-time redemption codes. Each code will contain 100 Primogems, bringing the total reward up to 300 free Primogems altogether. As usual, these codes will only remain active for a short period of time, and typically expire somewhere between 24 and 48 hours after release. Because of that, you'll want to redeem them as quickly as possible before they disappear completely. And if you're following me through the community tab or across my social platforms, don't worry. I'll be posting every single code immediately after they go live. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications fully enabled so absolutely nothing slips past you. Now, let's move into the section that most players have been waiting for, the official playable debut of Sandrone. Sandrone arrives as a 5-star Cryo Claymore on-field DPS whose gameplay revolves heavily around her mechanical companion Fagio and a unique resource management system. Unlike traditional Cryo carries, her entire kit has been designed specifically around the new stellar Superconduct reaction, making her one of the very first characters built from the ground up to take advantage of this completely new playstyle. During combat, Fagio continuously assists alongside Sandrone, contributing to her attacks while she manages a special gauge mechanic that rewards maintaining constant pressure against enemies. A significant portion of her damage output comes from triggering and amplifying stellar superconduct reactions, allowing her to deal massive reaction-based damage rather than relying entirely on raw cryo scaling. This gives her a very different identity compared to many existing cryo DPS units currently available in the game. Throughout beta testing, Sandrone received several notable buffs, including stronger charged attacks, improved elemental burst scaling, and enhancements to multiple passive abilities. These adjustments resulted in a considerable increase to her overall damage output, leading many players to believe she could potentially release as one of the strongest cryo DPS characters currently available. One of the biggest advantages surrounding Sandrone is that she appears to function extremely well even at C0. Compared to some recent characters that feel heavily dependent on constellations, Sandrone looks considerably more free-to-play friendly. Overall, her gameplay centers around pairing Cryo and Electro teammates together, maintaining consistent stellar superconduct uptime, and utilizing Fagio effectively to maximize reaction-based damage throughout combat. Speaking of stellar superconduct, this is easily one of the largest gameplay additions arriving in version 6.7. The new reaction system expands significantly on the traditional superconduct mechanic that players have known for years. While standard superconduct has historically been associated almost exclusively with physical teams, stellar superconduct is being introduced as a dedicated cryo-electro archetype featuring its own damage mechanics, buffs, and specialized team-building opportunities. The reaction is expected to generate unique field effects while also creating additional damage opportunities during combat. Newer characters such as Sandrone appear to gain specific advantages from the mechanic that older units cannot fully replicate. However, that doesn't mean existing characters are being left behind. Many current cryo and electro units can still benefit substantially from stellar superconduct, which is exactly why several older characters are suddenly finding themselves back in relevant discussions. Characters such as Raiden Shogun, Yae Miko, Sino, Chi-Chi, and Riotously are all expected to perform significantly better within stellar superconduct teams. Now let's talk about the banners, because quite honestly, this patch is shaping up to be a complete nightmare for free-to-play players trying to save their Primogems. Phase 1 is currently expected to feature Sandrone alongside Columbina's very first rear-end banner. These two characters are not specifically designed to function as a synergy pair. Instead, they are two completely independent powerhouse units sharing the exact same phase, and that makes the decision incredibly difficult. Sandrone has easily become one of the most anticipated Fatui releases in recent years, while Columbina remains one of the most popular and sought-after characters from the entire Nodcry cycle. Moving into Phase 2, current expectations point toward Raiden Shogun and Seat Lolly returning together. Raiden receiving a rear-end immediately before Snezhnaya actually makes a tremendous amount of sense considering all the new electromechanics currently being introduced. Meanwhile, Seat Lolly is also expected to receive a brand new outfit during the patch, making her banner significantly more tempting for collectors and dedicated fans. There is also expected to be a Chronicled Wish banner focused heavily on older Cryo and Electro characters capable of benefiting from stellar superconduct. Characters we discussed earlier, including Riotously, Ye Miko, Sino, and Chi-Chi, are all confirmed to appear on this banner. For players looking to build new stellar superconduct teams, this banner could end up being one of the most valuable opportunities available throughout the patch. Moving forward, let's talk about the story content arriving in version 6.7. Unfortunately, players shouldn't expect any continuation of the main Archon quest during this update. However, Sandrone will be receiving her own dedicated story quest, giving players an opportunity to learn more about her character and background. In addition, the newly introduced area will feature a variety of extensive world quests, providing plenty of exploration and lore content throughout the patch. Altogether, players can expect to earn roughly 220 Primogems simply by completing these quest lines. Since most of these activities are completed naturally during normal gameplay, they continue to be some of the easiest Primogem rewards available. Speaking of exploration, the live stream should finally provide a full showcase of the Frostmoon region alongside the Lunar Palace expansion. These new areas are expected to contain deeper connections to the moon itself, Celestia, and various pieces of Fatui-related lore. Exploration rewards are looking quite generous, with numerous chests, puzzles, hidden encounters, and smaller exploration activities scattered throughout the map. Current estimates suggest players can obtain approximately 2,020 Primogems simply through exploration alone. On top of that, completing the new offering system is expected to grant an additional 500 Primogems, making exploration one of the largest reward sources available throughout the update. Now, let's quickly touch on the Imaginarium Theater, because it appears to be receiving a fairly noticeable visual upgrade. Several characters, including Skirk, Nilo, Mizuki, and Kujisera are expected to receive brand new thespian tricks. These function as unique photo mode poses that can be unlocked by trading toy medals with Wolfie, giving players additional customization options when taking screenshots and creating in-game photos. Next, let's move over to the events. The flagship event appears to be Sunny Summer Fontanalia, the centerpiece activity of the update. Through its various mini-games, seasonal activities, story quests, and event challenges, players are expected to earn around 1,000 Primogems. In addition, completing the required objectives will reward players with a free copy of the 4-star character Charlotte along with her newly introduced outfit. Alongside the flagship event, several smaller side events are also expected to arrive, including a dance challenge and the long shot aim event, adding even more gameplay variety across the duration of the patch. As for wishes, many players are currently wondering how many pulls they can realistically expect throughout the entire duration of version 6.7. Based on current estimates, players should be able to earn roughly 13,500 Primogems in total, translating to approximately 85 intertwined fates altogether. These rewards come from a combination of events, daily commissions, spiral abyss resets, quests, exploration rewards, and several additional sources spread throughout the patch. While that amount is certainly substantial, it probably won't be enough to guarantee every character players may want. Because of that, planning your pulls carefully will likely be more important than ever before. Finally, we arrive at the section that many players are arguably the most excited about, the Snezhnaya teaser. Version 6.7 serves as the final bridge leading directly into version 7.0, which means the ending of this live stream has the potential to be absolutely massive. This could very well be our first meaningful meaningful look at the characters, regions, and storylines that will define the next major chapter of Genshin Impact. More importantly, it should give us our first glimpse at some of the people we'll eventually be meeting throughout version 7.0 and beyond. And with that, we've reached the end of everything currently known about version 6.7. From Sandrone's long-awaited arrival to the return of several fan-favorite characters and a packed lineup of events, this update genuinely looks like it has something for nearly every type of player. Whether you're interested in pulling for new characters, exploring fresh regions, experimenting with stellar Superconduct teams, or simply collecting as many Primogems as possible, there appears to be plenty to look forward to. So now I'm curious, what are you personally the most excited about? Are you planning to pull for Sandrone, or are the rear-end banners proving harder to resist? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss any future updates as we continue getting closer and closer to the version 6.7 livestream.
All right, now we're talking.